guess that's good for him. We used to go out to the beach. It was the D train out to Coney Island. Coney's the last stop on that line. See, usually on Memorial Day, or the Sunday before Memorial Day, we'd go. Oh, we had a great time all of those summers. I told each of them they get 2 dogs from Nathan's. She lost herself, popped a few more dots in her mouth, but having her mouth full didn't stop her from speaking. So the last time we went out there was the final stop on the D train. Just like we're going to the last stop on the A train. I already told you that though. You can catch either from 145th Street, right? You know. Well, on the way, like I always did, I told them to be careful because the closer to the shore they get, the closer I wasn't. Mom was away from them. Nothing can hurt you if you stay close to Mom, I told them. But my youngest, he just did things like he wanted. Some people, they can't help that. My boy went out to the shore of the ocean. He just loved to look out over things. Patient, like he was studying everything he looked at. Like a map. Well, he wanted to see more and more, so he just moved inch by inch farther away from the shore. I couldn't even tell he was moving away from him. Oh, I told him not to go out that far. I had 3 other kids to look after, and he knew that. But he never thought he needed any looking after. I looked back in the direction where he was supposed to be and saw this big old Russian man running into the water. And when he walked back to the beach, there was my boy. Still in his arms, just as still as can be. I wish I could tell you something other than that. I'm sorry. You know, that was the last stop on the D-line, she said. I take the A train now because it starts at the same place but ends somewhere different. I guess I'm just hoping for a different ending. Doesn't make me crazy, does it? No crazier than anyone else, I told her. I'll sit with you till the last stop, then we'll go home. We rode in silence all the way to Far Rockaway and back on the A for the next hour and a half. By the time I got her in front of the building, the only light on was the preacher's on the 2nd floor. "Mr. Hernandez! Mr. Hernandez!" I yelled up. "I brought her to you." He came to the fire escape and smiled down on us. We both knew she would try again for another ending to her story. But that night, she was home, safe. The nighttime had not shifted yet. No cats along the street. Even the gas station that was always open for business was calm. But not a single gypsy cab was pulling up for service. It was a rare moment in the city when nobody wanted anything. The bodega was silent as well. It started to rain, one of those hot, weird New York summer rains that did nothing to cool the moment. Quick heels walking down 155th Street echoed the drops. I looked up and saw a face that seemed familiar, but I couldn't place it. She noticed me right away. "You look different, not all bent over on your fire escape, pounding away on those keys," she said, then paused for a moment to give me a chance to recognize her. "Got it now?" Her eyes were huge. The lipstick she used, tasteful, and her cheeks were nearly flawless, without a hint of makeup. I was blushing hot under the falling rain, and the shape of her body and her proximity to me made me shake. "You live across the street from me," I said, as the rain let up just a bit. "I thought you might play it where you pretended not to know who I was," she said, leaning up against a lamppost. "I don't play things like that. I don't need to anymore," I said back, waving my ringed finger. "How long has she gone for?" she asked. "How much are you watching me?" She said, "A woman usually watches a man more than he knows. You guys are not all that discreet about things. Got a light?" "Don't smoke," I said. Never believed in black and white movies. That one got her. "Walk me home, it's late," she said. I couldn't resist the temptation to dance just a little bit. After all, there was no chance in getting caught, and I wasn't doing anything wrong. I knew exactly where she lived. We stood at her stop, under the same window we watched each other through. "You coming up?" she said. "I'm going home. This here is as far as we're going to go. Understand me?" I feel your words but can't get your actions. I don't offer this up to anyone, you know. The boys are calling up here at all hours of the night, just for a chance, just for a taste of what I'm offering you. Perhaps you should let them have that chance. That way, when they reach my age and become who I am, they won't be as conflicted as I am right now. It's that conflict that makes me want. But she stopped short, leaving the last words hanging heavy in the air. I turned to leave. Get upstairs now, I said. I'm not taking my offer away, she responded, walking up the stairs knowing she was being watched. She took forever to sling up a few steps of her stoop through the vestibule door. From down St. Nicholas Place, I could see a figure approaching rapidly, like a gray rhino charging through the night, taking each block with furious quickness. My heart pounded. Anyone who was around us would see everything but say nothing. I held fast, knowing I didn't have the speed to flee. And the rhino got closer, and as soon as I saw, it was the man in the gray sweatsuit with the hood pulled down over his head. The sounds of grunting and breathing took over the air. He reached me but paid me no mind, continuing up the block until he hit 155th, at which point he just spun around and charged back toward me. As he came, I was sure this time that I would not be left standing. Normally there was a slight rumble from the subway below, but the force from this moment that was being exerted by something from above, the concrete. And he ran past this time. I could only fully make out the face of the man underneath the hood. He was younger, filled with muscle and hope. The boxer, it was him! How? He continued down the block, then back up again. The sun rose. I looked back up St. Nicholas Place and saw this kid walking up 155th Street with a tape box of M&Ms under his arms, heading toward the bridge. Thanks for helping out my mom, he said. She said you drowned, I replied. Is it true? I guess it is, he told me. I don't really think about what happened in the past. But that means you're dead. How can you be sitting here talking to me if you're dead? Doesn't that mean I'm dead too? Not at all. It just means that when we die, we don't leave. We just remain, for the most part, unseen. See, for you, I guess you passed by that graveyard one too many times. We're just there because folks who are alive don't want to let go. They can't accept the fact that we're gone. It's their devotion to the living in the past that keeps us around. We only exist for those who need us. You're saying I need you? I'm saying that you haven't let go of your past yet. When you do that, you'll be able to start helping those around you. He was gone before I could ask anything. A few crows from the graveyard flew over his head as he walked away. By me, the pigeons picked at the tossed-out pizza crust on the ground. Chicken Bob and the bodega cat both made their way past me and took their respective places. The boxer ran up and down the block 10 more times. I headed up to my fire escape as the block rattled underneath from the vibrations of the moving A train.